Welcome to the Endless Kingdom Guild meeting. We are going to talk about, I guess, try to get some ideas from people about what we're expecting. We can, I guess, hope to get accomplished with our social players. We would like to be able to pretty much pick your brain and find out what you think about different things and hear what you have to say about your experience thus far. And we have a bunch of things on the agenda as well. I'm Wirio, and I am the royal emissary for Endless Kingdom, temporarily on the Horde side, and I guess more so on the Alliance side. And we have Belle and also Ironstones.
Hi, I'm Belle, or Bellissima, and I'm the Guildmaster for Endless Kingdom, both Alliance and Horde. I'm not going to talk a lot. As you can hear, I have a cold, and it's doing mean things to my voice tonight. But I'm always open for questions or suggestions or ideas or conversation. When I'm on, I'm not on the game a lot, but when I'm not on, I'm usually available by Discord, so don't be afraid to reach out to me. Ironstones, you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Ironstones. I'm here for Leia. She is in charge of community coordination for the guild. We run community-sponsored events. You can find that on the Eternal Kingdom website under / weekly guild events. We run things like weekend raids and sponsored events, raided battlegrounds, things like that. And we're completely open. We're open for ENK members to come and join us for pretty much all of those, especially things like militia and the Saturday runs. We do have room, and we would definitely like to see more ENK members there. You'll have to forgive me just a little bit. Here it is. Wanted me to make sure that everybody saw this. There's an upcoming event on March 2nd. It's the March Pet Madness. I think, if I remember correctly, it's like a battle pet competition. I wish I could give you more about this. This kind of happened pretty suddenly. She had to step away.
You basically register. You can register your six total pets. I think they're going to be meeting outside of Mulgore on Horde side, so you'll need to have at least a level 1 over there. And you can get with one of us to make sure that you get into the alt guild or otherwise.
Okay, so I'm glad that she had mentioned it to someone. I wasn't very familiar with this aspect of community coordination. This was kind of brand new to me. She didn't want me to really thank people, because there were some people coming along from ENK who were helping out with CC, things like the farming runs and stuff, and she really wanted to say thank you for that. I think that covers just about everything that CC wanted to bring up today. I mean, if there's any information or anything more that anybody wants to know, then you're more than welcome to come to me. I'm usually around. I'm on the Alliance side. I'm just leveling up the same named tune on the Horde side. You'll see that in the coming couple of weeks. But I'm always around, and Leia's always around. If you have ideas for that community coordination can do,
or
just feel free to give us a shout.
Yeah, or if you're, up to or interested in leading any of our potential, like if you wanted to do an achievement run or a mod run or something to that effect, any kind of interest that you might have even in running some of our fun runs that need leads, Leia's always looking for people to come forward and help out in that way as well.
Thank you much for the few moments of time, Belle. And Wario.
Yeah, anytime. Do we have any other upcoming contests or anything like that. I don't think we do. I do want to take the time to mention our current events and how you're able to get to them if you do the explanation calendar. In the general tab, you'll be able to pull up a link directly to our events page. You'll always be able to get them there if you need to. I also want to call attention to our Help Wanted section. If you are looking to advance in or have a position in, even a foot in the door for leadership, we're always looking for people willing to kind of not dedicate, but spend some of their own time, like helping us build the guilds and make them as good as they can be. We're always looking for new people to be leaders in there as well. So Help Wanted is a good place to start. Make sure you check that out if you're interested in any of those. The corresponding person usually puts the contact in there.
And to highlight a couple of the positions in there, there's several community coordination positions. Another position that is open right now, I know, Mardine, you're looking for someone?
Yes, I'm needing another Templar position for sponsorship. If you need any information on that, I can always just message me on Discord, and I can always give you that.
So I highly advise looking at the Help Wanted channel in Discord and seeing where you can help out. Sorry, Wario, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was wondering if you or one of us would be doing the specifics of those. I wasn't sure. I was just trying to generalize things. That way it wasn't too overwhelming with information right off the bat. We kind of want to make sure that everyone knows that there are lots of needs for our banking runs to be filled and for our bank to be supported. We have a lot of ways that you guys can do that. And just so you know, anything that you help farm will come back to you in flasks or food tables, like in your fund runs as well. So it's not just going to the raiders; it's also going to you. So if you are interested in getting into helping in that way, your time is extremely valuable in doing so. So anytime you want to help out, even in a little fashion, like our farm runs are utmost important for us.
Do you want to mention the raffle tickets?
Yeah, and each month we have a different set of most needed items, and those items offer double raffle tickets. And the raffle tickets, what they do is when you send things in, they are counted, and you're able to kind of bank a large number of those throughout the month, and whoever has the most at the end of the month is eligible to win one of three top prizes for the month.
So you don't have to have the most, but you get a certain number of tickets for each item that you turn in, and then those tickets are a raffle. And I know I believe it was last month, we actually gave out a Sky Golem.
Yeah.
So some cool prizes.
Yeah, really cool. So you get duly rewarded for helping, and it really does. It doesn't go without notice. It's very appreciated, and like I said, your time being as valuable as it is to you, it is to us as well. And I think this month, where's this month? This month it's Red Tail Loach, Frenzied Fangtooth, and Akunda's Bite. And we have a Ruby Panther mount for our first place prize. And then second place is 10 Flasks, and third place is a Sapphire Cub.
Is that the same on Alliance and Horde side?
Yes, I believe so. It is the intention to have matching prizes whenever possible. I think it's for fairness, but I think at some point it might be a little difficult to, come across some things twice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's usually equal. I would say it would be equal, or at least, maybe even greater value. Who knows? I don't. Whatever they can find that can, and you can even donate things that way too. If you don't, if you can't spring for the time or spring for um, the farm runs or whatever, you can always mail in things to EK Coin that you would like to donate. I think it was. Are they still doing the 5K thing right now or not?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so it's 5K gold, and for each 5K of gold, you get an entry. Is that how? I mean, is there something like a separate prize table for that?
So my understanding is that's a separate contest, and you send 5,000 gold to EK Bank, so it's a different address the than the normal farming. So EK Bank, 5,000 gold, and you get an entry for a month of free game time.
Yeah, so that's another thing that would maybe be interest for you. But I think if you feel like that covers everything, we can kind of go into some open discussion, um, and maybe kind of would like to get your idea on how often you think we should have our guild meetings, whether it be quarterly or I guess bi-weekly or bi-monthly or whatever. I'm not really sure what else is besides bi-monthly. It'd be quarterly, I guess. But I'll just open the floor, and if anybody is interested in questions or has anything to say or suggest even, I'm going to open the floor for everyone.
Is there any timeline to where we're gonna start doing the fun runs the heroic fun runs for the new raid?
To switch over from normal?
Yeah.
I mean, throughout tiers, in the past, it's been up to the team leads to decide whether or not, and really that has to correlate with the CC as well, whether or not they think that it's advisable at the time. It usually doesn't happen, but like I said, it does have, um, it keeps the social players in mind on some of them. Like Kaylee won't probably ever change Friday Fun Run to heroic. Um, and we already have, I think, two of our runs, two or three of them are heroic, aren't they? Or is it just two? Militia and our last minute Monday. Is that still normal?
If I may, so militia will be starting its heroic rotation in about 2 weeks time. It's been kept so that it's behind the raid progression of Eternal Kingdom, and we usually wait for about a week or so, usually about 2 weeks. But when all the teams have started clearing heroic, that militia transitions from normal to heroic. The last minute Monday, to my knowledge, is still being run on normal, and I think it should transition at about the same time. So you would start seeing all of those, the runs that you want to see normal going into heroic, potentially switching to heroic in about the next 2 or 3 weeks time. I don't know if that helps answer your question.
It does. Awesome. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any suggestions or comments? Shout outs even?
Quiet bunch tonight.
Yeah.
I'm a shy noob.
Well,
and some
welcome.
money.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
Does anybody else have anything? Mardine, Iron, you guys good? Feel good?
A few things, if you don't mind listening to my voice prattle on.
I will never mind.
I do recognize quite a few people in here, and I'm pretty happy that this meeting's happening and that I got a chance to be in on it. Not that like what happened that led to me being here was a great thing. It really wasn't, but I do know a few of you, and some that I've known for much, much longer, like Kaluden Star, who just recently joined. And I'm kind of hoping that I will see some of you. And forgive me, by the way, I should have stepped back a little bit and introduced who I really was. My purpose in community coordination is I run two of the runs. One is called Militia, and that's on Tuesday nights and Saturdays, and the other is Zenith. And the Militia run, I've seen quite a few of you, and I'm hoping that I see more. I'm really hoping that a lot of the members from ENK do come to the runs and do treat it as a kind of an opportunity for them to help gear up and spend time with their fellow guildmates. Like I said, I'm sorry for prattling on. I just really was hoping for the opportunity to say that.
All right.
I
Doesn't
must
sound
say-
like prattling to me.
I must say, to encourage other people to come, it is the least pressure group I have ever experienced. And even though I'm not performing as well as I would like to, it still is a very accommodating group. And you learn tons. And already I've learned tons. And I'm so appreciative of that.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, same for me. I don't have a lot of time to play in this game. That's why I don't, can attend to a lot of the raids. But the few that I can, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'm a new player, which is why I joined in here to try to join or hear more about the guild. I've only been in here for about a month, so I've only ran with Benediction. And I've seen the post from Militia, and I kind of wanted to join, but also they've asked us not to run other groups, and I guess because they don't want us to be locked out so we could share loot. But I kind of am at end game, like, unless I progress with some other group, like, I'm not really doing anything anymore for my tune for the last 2 weeks. So I do want to kind of get to know more of the guild and do other stuff with the guild, because all I know of the guild is basically from Benediction team. It's about the only time I've spent with the guild.
Yeah. No, we'd love to see you come in and spend some more time. That would be great. It really helps to have you guys in here, and I don't know, you could spread the word to anybody else that you might run around with. I think it would be helpful. Maybe less, I don't know, pressurized or on the spot feeling for people. If they knew it wasn't, like this scary thing, like, oh, an official meeting, we want everyone to, feel comfortable and feel like, what we're talking about is, it's more about you guys than it is anything. So,
No, and like, I don't feel any pressure, because I was in a Mythic guild and we were 2 out of 8 on Old Year, but the guild kind of broke apart. We had somebody that was underperforming, and guild a raid leader asked him to kind of step it up, and he had 4 friends. They all got mad and left the guild.
yeah,
And then
it happens.
And then for 2 weeks, yeah, we just were stuck at 2 out of 8 for like 3 weeks because we had to start pugging. And I guess he got frustrated, and he and the main tank and main healer, all 3 left for Storm Rage from Proudmoore. And then the guild broke apart, so I kind of floundered around. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing, but I got in here in this guild, and because I do want to do the higher end stuff, but I also kind of do want to more than just raid twice a night or twice a week. Because I do like I'll pug all the time. Like I used to pug all the time. Like I'll raid 3-4 nights a week.
You can get pretty spoiled on Endless and Eternal Kingdom, I guess, quality pretty easily, and it's very noticeable once you start pugging again, because we have a very large base of people, and they're all knowledgeable and consistent in the way that they run anything, and we all are kind of the same cloth in that we, you know, we have our pillars and we have our set ways, and we try to, you know, follow mechanics. We try to, you know, be mindful of everyone's skill set, and you know, not everyone's going to be great, but we also try to be helpful by, you know, showing people the right way as well. You know, if they don't know, instead of just being jerks and being like, I'm out, we stick around and we help people figure out how to do it, because we all started that way. That's one of the biggest, my biggest, I guess one of my favorite things about the guild is the fact that we do have a lot of patience and a lot of people willing to take the time to teach and make sure that, you know, everybody is having fun while they're doing it. It's not learning things the hard way. It's learning things pretty much the easy way by just being a kind person who, you know, cares about others without, you know, expecting anything in return. That's like a big deal. It's something that I like to brag about when I talk about the guild.
And I would say that's my two most defining characters, probably is perfectionist, where like I try to be perfectionist myself because I never want to be that guy, you know, that like screws up constantly. But then the other part is I am very patient, and I do love those type of groups because I have been playing this game since I was 15, and I, you know, like I was rating in high school at MC, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I've had a lot of people over the years be patient with me because I've quit a couple times for 2 years, and every time I come back, you know, I've always had people like that.
Yeah, we like to
Patient
pay
with
it
you and
forward.
introduce. So yeah, like I'm always patient with people too. So. But yeah, the thing with militia, like I didn't know if that was like a genuine group or if that was just open to anyone, because I see that all the time over the last 2-3 weeks, and yeah, I was like, well, I'm not part of that group, so I didn't say anything.
I think as long as you have some general knowledge of the fights, that, you know, I think that's, I mean, other than your eye level, I think that's the only requirement. I think there's maybe a slight chance that, you know, you would have to leave, I guess, if they had like some sort of like major DPS problem. But that only happened once, and I think it was to me when Zate was running it, and that was like when I first joined the guild.
No, you won't have DPS problems with me.
Okay, well, if nobody has anything else, I think we can tell Craig to stop recording.
Did we want to talk for a minute about how often Endless Kingdom
Oh,
meetings
yes.
should happen?
Yeah. I think personally, I think quarterly sounds good. If you think that it requires more, I'm up for anything, like whatever is best.
Anybody have an opinion?
Nope.
Sounds like quarterly.
All right.
I'll
So
tell.
Unless there's issues that come up that maybe everybody should meet, and then it will be up to somebody to call a meeting, I guess.
so
And
it'd
we
be,
have
yeah,
and we have the regular guild meetings once a month, alternating between Fridays and Sundays.
which I would love to reiterate that not only are you welcome to all of the runs and contests and farming and everything, you're also welcome to anything guild meeting related. Like you can come to ENK and EK, it doesn't matter. Like there's no segregation there. You're eligible for all of it. And
What's the difference between the two?
E and K is mainly housing our social players, and then Eternal Kingdom houses all of our mythic raiders and heroic raiders that are on our teams, and it's kind of a logistical purpose, you know, to keep things coordinated and organized. It's easier for all like aspects of the mythic raiding, because it's, you know, of course that was the kind of foundation that the guild was built on, was mythic raiding. So that's kind of where they've put the emphasis on the guild and the difference between them.
However, an Eternal Kingdom meeting is not just about raiding, it is about the entire community. So while we have raiders in Eternal Kingdom and socials in Endless Kingdom, when we talk about our entire community, we talk about it as Eternal Kingdom. So that can be a little bit confusing, but when you hear Eternal Kingdom, you should think that that includes you.
Yeah.
Okay. Endless Kingdom is actually the social side of this, because I have seen people with that name, and I was like, I almost thought it was a guildie, and I was like, oh no, that's some other guild.
Yep, it's your guildie.
Oh, I didn't actually even know that.
Yep.
No, like I said, I've only been here for a month.
I am trying to educate people as I help with sponsorship, just to kind of briefly go over like the differences in the guild. And sometimes I'll get the question of what is Endless Kingdom, like they don't understand why they're being put in Endless when they applied for Eternal. And it's it is necessary to explain, but I emphasize that it is important that everybody is under full awareness that it is all one guild, and there's it's all for you. And if at some point you want to be a mythic raider, you have even better opportunity than you did before.
In my dreams.
You never know. So I would say let's see, it's going to be sometime in April, May, or June. So I would say probably around May, in the middle.
And look for the flyer to come out.
Yep. So if everybody feels good, then I guess you are adjourned. Or you can go now.